Alrighty, welcome back to our third and final match with this Ruby Sapphire Marzul deck. We are currently 2-0. Let's see if we can manage to win our draft playing against 8 of the Apparitionists, which is definitely one of the stronger champions in this limited format for 5 charges and double diamond threshold, summons 2/1/1 flying phantoms. This seems like medium minus, right? Like it just has 5 resources on it. I think we're gonna play catch and release here. This hand's much better, right? Has a Righteous Outlaw on too. Righteous Outlaw is obviously much better on the play than the draw, so like every coin flip with our aggressive deck, wish we would have won it, but hopefully our opponent will just have a slow start and won't do anything until the 3rd turn. That'd be ideal. A lot of their troops are going to be able to brick wall this. In fact, they play a 2-2 out. Hopefully they don't play a 1-3 or a 1-4. That would be the worst for us. Treacherous Pass, that's fantastic for us. That's a play, but they can have it. Let's go ahead and play out this Righteous Outlaw, and then we'll get to attack and trigger Assault for Iotachi Brute. Man, if our opponent would have been on the draw this game, we'd have gotten in like 2 attacks in already. Making Valor, so hopefully we don't mind if they play a 1-3 or a 1-4 now, because we could just make a Valor for this dork. Chastise, that's unfortunate. Mr. Shard Drop? Mr. Shard Drop for me? Rats. 10 out of 10, gonna go ahead and, yeah, I'm just gonna play the Transmuter out here. I was gonna play the Brute, but the fact that we drew a 2-drop means next turn I can go Web Scribe, Shard, trigger Web Scribe, and then attack with this and make this a 2-drop, so we can play both of these out. Storm Raider, sure. Oh, now they're gonna miss a Shard Drop. God bless. Need to be a little bit aggressive here. Play this out. Unfortunate that I can't play the Cloudbounder this turn, but I think I'd rather just get the more power and Dorkers on the table here, so just target that with that, so it turns into a 0-2. Go ahead and attack with this. I think how we keep drawing the 1-5 drop in our deck. Just over and over and over again. Yep, so Treacherous Pass gets a counter on it whenever they exhaust a troop, and then when this has 5 counters on it, when this has 5 counters on it, our troops will get -1 power, so hopefully we can pressure and kill them before that gets too terrifying. They missed another resource drop here, we should be in a... They stumbled for 1 turn at least, so we got that going for us. Ideally, we want them to miss this for another turn or 2. Summoning 2 Phantoms is going to give up the board on us, and it's going to give them a lot of fodder for this Treacherous Pass. Chastise. Yep, there goes my Brute. That's sad. Gallant Duelist is an excellent draw here. It allows us to give that minus power and then Kraken for 6 here, just allowing us to leverage a lot of really good pressure here before they're able to get off the board with their Phantoms. Do I want to Chant Power? My Chant Power is worth 2 points of damage here right now. I don't think that's enough. I think I'd rather save my Chant Power to push through, ideally a little bit more than that. They get a free block here, but it's whatever. They're probably not going to play anything with speed that I want to block with my Web Trap anyways. So we're down to 12 here. Let's hope they brick one more time for us on a resource. Because if they don't brick on a resource, they'll be able to make 2 Phantoms and then put this up to 5, which is going to take a power off of all of our troops. Sure, hate to see my Explosive Interlude and my Valor here. If we hit a resource here, we're probably actually going to kill this because it just like blocks our 3/2s on the ground nicely. If we brick on a resource, what are we doing? If we brick on a resource, we're probably going to Cloudbounder off the Web Scribe and give that minus power and then smash in with these 2. Alright, well, we hit the resource, so let's play that out and give this, this dork minus power. And then let's go ahead and Explosive Interlude their 1-4 here. I'm sure they're going to exhaust 2 Treacherous Pass. Nope, they just missed it. Okay, at this point, am I interested in giving this plus a power? Yeah, I think I am, actually. They're at 12, so let's go ahead and just get in for 8 here. Hopefully they've missed long enough that we're able to leverage this now. The Phantoms are going to be a lot of chump blockers. If they miss on their Shard again this turn, we should be in a good spot. If they hit, we're going to have a close game, but if they missed, so the game is over. Sweet. I think I have anything I want to board in. No, nothing jumps out at me. So let's go ahead and save. Really need to update my deck list tool so it works better with limited decks, so it doesn't put my last constructed deck up on there in between games like that. Up a game here in the finals, feeling good. This means that even if we lose this second game, we get a third game where we get to be on the play with our aggressive deck, which sounds like an excellent thing. This hand's a little bit medium as is, but our deck has so many 2-drops in it, I think I'm going to keep this. Tactician in my Ada deck. Okay, that's interesting. It's an okay draw. It's one of our powerful cards. We got one more shot at a 2-drop here. This was like kind of worst case scenario. We ended up not finding a 2-drop. We found Rock Slider though, so like our opponent hasn't played a diamond yet, and they don't have a ton of things going on. Man, are they gonna stumble again? That would be real bad for them. Yes, they are. All right. Well, keeping this. This is a good example of like my opponent kept 7 cards this game, right? Yep, no mulligan there. I feel like they could have very easily mulliganed this hand. They just didn't do anything this game. They kept they're missing a threshold and they only had 2 resources on their play, and they're kind of resource hungry deck. They could draw out of it here, but I feel like they probably took an unnecessary risk keeping a 7 like that. Those hands are generally a trap. So this turn I get to go Ashwood Transmuter, make this bigger. I'm going to go ahead and bin one of these in case we get a 1-cost Ruby common that we want to play this turn. We got a Blitz. Wow, that's really good. Smash you for 5. Tick this down. If they attack in with this 1-4 into my 3-2, we're 10 out of 10 blitzing it. Awaken Herald, sure. So they ran off runner resources here, which is pretty good for them. They could technically dogpile my Rock Slider here, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go block and then blitz my Transmuter here. Because this thing gives them 3 health when it readies, so I don't want them gaining a bunch of life over and over and over again. They could have like a blindside here to kind of get us, but we're gonna get got by a blindside at some point anyways. I'd much rather just try and eat their guy here, I think. Especially with a blitz that was free. Blindside would actually just trade, right? So I'm okay with that. Outflank would bounce, but I'm okay with them using an outflank there, I think. Now they can't eat my Rock Slider with their board, which feels good. Next turn I get to go Shard into Cloudbounder, probably. Yeah. So play a resource. I'm going to go ahead and mobilize a Cloudbounder here pre-combat because it lets us get this larger. And then we actually kind of have to make a decision, like, do we want to play this Iotachi Brute for 2 here, or do we want to save it to make the Rock Slider larger next turn? I think I want to just play the Brute out while the board's gearing up here. Okay, they have a trick here. Must have a mobilize. Diamonds. Wait, what? Oh, well, our opponents just made a huge mistake. They must have thought it was power, not defense, so they thought they were going to kill my Rock Slider. Turns out they didn't. They just lost their board. Oops indeed. I wonder if they intended to get plus defense on there, but even if they're getting plus defense, we're still in a pretty terrible spot. Yep, sure, we have an Awakened Herald. So fairly commanding board position. They need like a dread end at this point to get back into the game, it feels like. Probably going to go, assuming we draw another brick here, we're going to go resource into champ power my Ashwood Transmuter and then ship with the squad. That is not a brick because it makes Rock Slider larger. I am champ powering the Ashwood Transmuter because I don't want them to be able to trade 1-for-1 with it. If they can kill the Iotachi Brute inside of combat here, but that requires them trading a Phantom plus an Awakened Herald, and then my 3/2 gets to stick around as well. So we got 9 power worth of crush here, plus these 2 dorks coming in, so in a pretty good position, especially considering our opponent messed up like they did. They're just taking their own way out. Alright, sweet. Strong 3-0 finish up to that 69th spot on the limited ladder. Sweet. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for the wrap-up video here in just a moment.